Hey guys, welcome to another video on my channel. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the shotgun Leo. So that is the Leo equipped with Thunder and Gust weapons. This whole video is going to have post commentary, what actually happened with this first game. I was playing, I had live commentary, but I messed up and the game ended up being really good, so I decided to keep the footage. But yeah, as far as what I had in my lineup, I actually decided to throw in a second Leo with Thunder Punishers, because sometimes I feel players, when they see new weapons coming into the game, they feel like they're the best weapons, that's kind of the weapon that you have to have, but that isn't always the case, and I wanted to kind of highlight that as well. Because I know with like the Gust weapon, it is components and it might take a while. Actually, for me, it only took about a month before I had 4. I was just playing a lot, opening up bronze chests and watching a lot of ads. And there's a couple of workshop point deals, cheap deals, which I did get to help speed up the process. But as far as me paying for the weapons, I didn't pay anything. But anyways, getting back to this game, I decided to start off with my dock with shock trains and Scourge. This is a build that I ran during a live stream, one of the Funny Builds Friday live streams that I did. I threw this in and it wasn't that bad, so I decided to run with it just to give my lineup a little bit of range. So that's what I'm using here, trying to get close to this Lancelot with my Scourge in the hopes that I can actually break his shield. If I am going to go down, might as well break it. And you can see my lineup that I have right now. So I have 2 Leos. So I decided to, start off here with the first Leo, the Thunder Punisher build. Now, this build can actually be very, very deadly. You need to get, I would say, stay within about maybe 250, 300 meters to 500 meter range is when this actually does really well. When you get close up, you got to be careful of things like Hawkins and stuff. But yeah, I decided to run with this. I did see a guy there with an energy shield, so I was focusing him down. And he had Scourge. But you can see even at this range, like 150 meters, I got him down to about half HP here. And I was deciding, I might as well kind of go after him here because we needed the beacon by the gap there. But I think I was getting attacked from the side. You can see some of the rockets being fired at me from the side there. But anyways, I decided to drop in with my Inquisitor with the Redeemer and Tyrants. This was one of my first games running with this weapon. My Redeemer is Mark II. So yeah, I decided to jump in there, kind of clear out these guys on the side and close to our beacon, because you can see at this point, we only have 1 beacon. The other team had 4. So my thinking was, I need to try see if I can gravitate a little bit to the left side, maybe closer to the gap in the beach area, to see if we can perhaps get those beacons in order to kind of stand any chance at least at getting their beacon bar, or at least depleting their beacon bar down, so that we could hopefully win. So yeah, after clearing that out, I decided to kind of support my teammate here on the left side. He was going to go to the beach area there to get that beacon. And I'm kind of looking around here, looking at the distances and the range, because everything that I have here is 350. Got to be careful of anyone that may have like a physical shield. If it's a Balkazari, I might have a bit of a problem here. So I did jump in when I was close enough in the hopes of actually getting this beacon. And there is a player to the left side, but I decided to actually focus down that Fury in front of me. And then I engaged this Galahad here. So I had to actually break his shield first before I actually started to do damage, and luckily I was able to do that and take him out. But at this point I didn't really have much on my Inquisitor, so you can see I had my jump, decided to take out that Carnage, and then I believe this player kind of came around the corner after he saw how much health I had, and he was able to finish me off. Now at this point I had 2 bots left. Since we did have the beacon by the gap, I decided to kind of move in that direction to reinforce it, and I dropped in with my Leo with Thunder Gust weapons. And you can see here, I'm trying to hit that player in the distance here, so 350 meters. I'm not really doing that much damage, and that is because with this kind of setup, you need to get, I would say 150 meters at least, if not closer. The closer you are, the better. Because essentially it acts like almost like a Fury Thunder. You need to get really close in order to do that damage. But I did go in, and I saw this Lancelot here, So you can see here, I'm like 50 meters away. You can see his shield being blown off. At this, kind of range, you're very, very close. I moved in towards the gap. I did see that griffin there. I was like, whoa, gotta retreat a bit. And once he had his back turned towards me, that's when I kind of engaged and made sure that we got this beacon again. And there was a hitch in front of me, so I was trying to see if I can perhaps, hold this beacon down and support him if I needed to. And you can see here I'm trying to knock that guy's shield down because this kind of setup's actually really good at knocking down shields. And I think it's also because of the, the bullet spread too. And this guy came around the corner, another landslot, and this is when I engaged, close up. We're talking less than 50 meters, but you can see how quickly he went down. I mean, I'm hitting him with Gust and Thunders, so definitely can do a lot of damage. And again, the same thing here. I saw a couple of players this side, and I decided to engage this guy, and I'm hitting him too from the side where he doesn't have a physical shield, so you can see how quickly he's going down. And again, there's a couple of more players here that are kind of hovering around this this gap area, so I'm trying to move a little bit closer so that I can engage this other player who's trying to corner shoot me with his Hawkins and stuff. But finally, I did get taken down. But you can see how much damage you can do when you are close up, especially in covered areas. So that's when you really want to, bring out the shotgun Leo, is when you're in very confined areas. So if you can, try to gravitate towards that. If you can get within 1,500 meters, that is the ideal range in order to use that build in order to be actually effective with it. But you also saw earlier, I was about 250, 300 meters. I wasn't really doing that much damage. And that's something that you have to keep in mind as well. I don't know why, but I think the score at the end got cut off there. But anyways, the second game, I ran the same lineup again. And I decided to start off with my shock trains and my Scourge. Just moving closer and closer to this gap here. Because, I figured if we get close to this gap, then at least we'll have this locked down, and it will help my team at least capture 3 beacons. So I'm moving towards the gap here. I did see a griffin, and I decided to kind of hit him and just went in with the Scourge. I know that I was going to get taken out, but I played it aggressively because I didn't want to hang in that bot for too long. And now you can see, I dropped in because I saw that there was a player moving towards this gap here. So I dropped in with my Thunder Gust, and I took out that head sheep. Didn't have that much HP though. And I'm trying to focus down that other griffin that jumped towards this gap area. He kind of had low HP. So now I'm kind of hanging around the gap area here, sticking to this Ancelot. And then I decided to actually move around because I saw that they had an Inquisitor making his way towards the gap area. And I believe he did jump, which I saw him on the right side. I knew that I would probably get flanked on the left because I did see a Plasma Griffin there, but I just decided to, engage anyways, weaken up this Inquisitor as much as possible in the hopes that hopefully he would lose a weapon or, it would damage his legs, something along those lines. And I think I did a decent amount of damage to him. I did see him jump into the gap, and then I decided to kind of spawn in with my Leo with Thunder Punishers. He didn't see me, and that was a bit of a mistake, but I don't think it would have mattered at that point because I was just too close in order to do that damage. So same thing here. Look, 150 meters. I'm doing a lot of damage to these guys. And this other player here, 150, he was actually closer towards the 200 meter mark, and I was shredding him up pretty good with the Punishers and the Thunder. So you can see how much damage I'm doing even with this build. And I find with this build, if you can get within 150, 200 meters to the 500 meter range, you can actually do a lot of damage and can actually wear down a player very quickly if they're not careful. And you can see even here, I'm kind of engaging this, I think it was a Lancelot, but you could see that the plating on his shield just started to pop off very quickly. But even with that build, I did a lot of damage to, the Griffin, there was an Inquisitor, but he didn't survive for very long because he didn't have that much health. But it just goes to show you that even something like Punishers, which I actually think, you know, at this point in the game is very underrated. There's been cases where I've been shredded up by like a Punisher Griffin, for example, because I didn't pay attention to them. You know, once you get into that accelerated state, it can do a lot of damage. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys, you know, as we wind down here, the benefits of running a shotgun Leo and the benefits of running, you know, just your ordinary Leo with a Thunder Punishers, because maybe you don't have access to, you know, the Gust weapon. Doesn't mean that the Leo all of a sudden is useless. You know, if you use Thunder Punishers, you can actually do a lot of damage under the right conditions. And I found actually on larger maps like Canyon map or even Yamantau map, the Leo with Thunder Punishers was far more effective than the Thunder Gust. Thunder Gust only works well in smaller areas, and I find actually it works really well if you're playing Beacon Rush. If you're playing Domination mode, I think Thunder Punishers actually ends up working better for you. So it depends on the game mode, depends on the situation. It can be a very situational bot. I think in terms of consistency though, I actually think the Thunder Punishers works more consistently over you know, a larger number of games. So it depends again on the map that you play, who you're playing against, but I think overall, I think the Thunder Punisher actually performs better, you know, more consistently, I should say. But anyways, that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys before I sign off here. So hopefully that was able to help with, you know, your decision whether to get, you know, the Thunder Gust. Maybe you've been running it in your lineup and you've been successful. Maybe share your you know, tips that you may have with it in the comment section below, and let me know if you prefer the Gust over the Punishers. Maybe there are some players that actually prefer it, or maybe you prefer the Thunder Punisher build. Let me know in the comment section below, and as always, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet subscribed, consider subscribing. Until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.